Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to make this clay rose. When using clay in my classroom, I give each student a large piece of cardboard to work on. This helps keep the tables a lot cleaner. You could also use a piece of board like this. Another suggestion might be covering the surface area with a large piece of paper so that the table doesn't get dirty. You will also need some clay. I'm using this gray clay right now. It turns white after firing. I store it in baggies, and before I close the bag, I like to spray a little bit of water in there to keep it moist so it doesn't dry out. A cup of water, a spray bottle with water too. I like to have some brushes in case I need to smooth out the clay. You can also use the brushes to add a texture to the clay. And then you'll need a variety of clay tools, carving tools, tools that can smooth out the clay, tools for poking into the clay, drawing into the clay, things like that. I will be wearing gloves during this lesson just to keep my hands clean so I don't have to dig clay out from under my nails in case I'm eating right after I work on this. But you guys can just use your bare hands. Just make sure you wash with soap and water really well after handling all the clay. All right, when you first get your clay, work out any air bubbles or air pockets. And then we're gonna tear off 8 or 9 pieces of clay about the same size. All right, now we're gonna roll all of these into balls. Now the next step is we're going to flatten all of these balls so they look like pancakes. Just kind of use the palm of your hand and flatten them out. Make a flattened circle. Okay, do that for all of them. It's okay if they're not perfectly round. It could be more oval shaped, it's fine. All right, so you might notice there are different sizes. Try to arrange them by size. Okay, now we're gonna start with the smallest one, and I'm just gonna curl it like this and roll it like that, okay? Then I'm gonna take the next size and just attach that to it. Just roll that around it. And the next one. Wait, I think I'll do this side. It'll start looking like the petals of a flower, of a rose. So this will be the top, and then that'll be the bottom, so we have to smooth out the bottom, smush it all together. I'll flatten it down so it stays upright. I'm gonna make it thinner at the bottom. All right, then I'm gonna take my brush and smooth out all of these small cracks. I'm opening up some of these outer petals to make it look more realistic. I was using this pointed tool. Let's smooth that out a little bit. I think it looks better like that. Smaller brush. Now it's ready for the drying cabinet. I'm going to go put it in there for a while and let it dry out. You want to add some holes on the bottom just in case there's any air pockets stuck in there. That way the air will have a place to escape. All right. You will need various colors of glaze to paint onto your clay project. These glazes are non-toxic, lead-free, and food safe. And 2 coats work really well, and you can fire it at a cone of 4 in your kiln. You will need a palette for the glaze. You will need a cup of water for cleaning off your brushes. You will also need some brushes to paint with. You will also need a paper towel to dry off your brushes. Also, when I'm painting, I'm going to use this Lazy Susan. This spins around and then it's easy for me to get to all sides of the clay project. Here's the rose after it came out of the kiln. The clay has turned white and now the clay is rock hard. Because the clay was so thick, I took a small metal tool, almost like a needle, and I poked a bunch of holes in the bottom of it just so any air pockets inside could escape and it would prevent the project from exploding in the kiln. I'm going to paint this rose red. I'm going to give it 2 coats, and I'm going to make sure I don't get any on the bottom because that would cause it to stick on the kiln shelf. So don't put any paint on the bottom. 2 coats. I'm going to make sure I get in all those little crevices there, and I think it would be a beautiful red rose when it's done. All right, let's get started. I flipped this upside down so it's easier to paint this bottom part. I finished painting the rose. I'm going to let this dry and then I will put it in the kiln for a second firing and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Here's what the clay rose looks like finished. The glaze has become shiny and brighter. I really like how this project turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and making a clay rose with me today. Roses are red, violets are blue. I love to make art. I hope you do too. See you guys next time.